Hello, and thank you for joining us. With me in studio, I have the amazing violin and guitar duo, Acoustic Element. Two of our brothers hailing from Cape Town. Acoustic Elements are making waves both locally and internationally. Callen and Jody, a warm welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
I understand that Christmas Day is a significant day for you two. Tell me a little bit about how Acoustic Elements got started.
So it was Christmas 2010 where myself, I got a new violin for Christmas and Jody got a new guitar for Christmas. And we cousins, so we had family lunch together and we actually went up onto Jody's roof and just started playing music together. We then walked down the street playing Christmas carols and someone tipped us. We were like, whoa, we can make a business from this. And it was just great fun. And since then, the fun hasn't stopped.
So your busking career got started.
Correct.
And then, so tell me, where does this love and passion for music come from?
I think it's always been a part of our lives since the age of 6. I think we both started playing the recorder and the piano and played in church, played at school, and we've just been playing ever since. Just the instruments changed a little bit.
And being cousins, and now having to work together, how has that impacted your relationship?
Amazingly, yeah.
It's gotten stronger.
Because we have so many cousins, I think a lot of us can resonate with that. We weren't actually as close in the beginning, in the first 20 or so years of our lives, but since then, for 10 years now, we've been inseparable, so 100% has helped a lot.
Oh, that's amazing. And then tell me, so this has been an interesting journey, I'm sure. What have been some of the biggest learnings and highlights for you?
I mean, the highlights I would say for us has always been, when you experience different parts of the world and different, when you travel, you learn so much about people's different cultures and you learn to respect different cultures, and just traveling has been the highlights for us.
And the challenges?
I think there's been a lot of leaving one's job to do a passion. You learn a lot, obviously. We immediately had to start a company between the two of us, and we having 4 degrees between the two of us. We kind of applied that all into the business. So our business has different divisions that are handled by 2 people. So yeah, we've learned a lot in starting a company and the red tape and just dealing with clients, being professional. Just offering a service to a market and the way to position yourself. And I think our big learnings have been
making a business from a passion.
Yeah, because I think that's an important thing to remember. You go into your passion and you're kind of all starry-eyed, but there's a really serious business component as well that one has to bear in mind. And what would you say your most interesting gig, like by far, is there one that really stands out?
Sure, a few. I'd say Santorini.
Santorini was absolutely beautiful. The reason I think that was the most interesting for us was... Yes, I do agree with that.
Our biggest gig, however, was YPC.
Yes, oh, really?
Yes, that was a whole other experience.
Santorini was aesthetically pleasing. YPC was absolutely electrifying. It was wonderful.
No,
amazing.
That was...
Oh, that's incredible. Was it really just the energy in the room and just being together with so many people?
It was electrifying. It was the first time we played in a stadium.
Yeah.
And I mean, the energy of every person, I mean, coming from all the festivities of the day itself and the weekend, I think everyone was just on a buzz and it was amazing, electrifying.
So talking about interesting gigs, tell us a little bit more about Düsseldorf and the theme song for this event.
So we actually were approached by the church, the International Youth Committee, a few months ago. We were actually in Greece, and they asked us to do the theme song, at least a portion of the song, the remix portion, with an Austrian composer by the name of Julia Meyer. Wonderful lady. We've worked with her over Skype and with the whole team over the past few months. And we wrote the remix part. We actually did it at a studio that we work with in Cape Town. And yeah, we've since then made 2 remixes to the song because we're performing on the Friday night and the Saturday night in Düsseldorf. So Friday night we'll do the original version, which everyone will know by then. And then the Saturday night we'll be doing, and no one knows this yet, but we'll be doing a special kind of remix, the AE remix.
The Alpega remix.
Yeah.
So given that this year has a strong focus on our children and that our kids are learning to play the recorder, I understand you're going to give us a little bit of a sneak preview with a difference.
Yes, we will. We're very rusty. We're very rusty, but you know what?
We don't judge you. It's fine.
Let's go. So we are going to be performing a snippet or a sneak preview of the Yeah I Am theme song.
Amazing. Amazing, guys. It was beautiful. Really, really exciting.
We should use it in the remix.
The recorder, I think we should.
I think that's a really, really nice touch. And the name, Here I Am, can you tell us a little bit about that, where it comes from?
It's the message of I think, a very important message that will be kind of used on the weekend, and a very important message for the song, Here I Am. You'll hear it in the vocals, and Julia Meyer obviously is the composer behind the piece. So,
and the theme for the whole event is
Here I Am.
Yeah. So I think, it's such a powerful message. It's,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I am,
We can't reveal too much though, because we have some inside
No, we
info.
won't give away any secrets right now. So just tell me a little bit. I understand that you've got an alter ego, so to speak, called Alter Ego. Tell me a little bit about that, and also how it came about.
So, okay, we have to start with Acoustic Element. Is very much acoustic music played on violin and guitar and beatboxing. And it's popular covers of songs that everyone knows and loves. And Alter Ego is the alter ego to Acoustic Element, as you said. So it's the music that, it's all original, it's more house-driven and dance-driven and beat-driven, incorporates a DJ, and it's a fun exploration.
So with Acoustic Element, just to add to what Callen said, is we play pop music on the guitar and violin, which is classical instruments. With Alter Ego, we use classical music, Beethoven, Bach, etc., Vivaldi, and we incorporate it into dance music with our classical instruments. So that's kind of the twist we put on Alter Ego. And now with our second album we're busy working on, we're actually using some old favorites. So we're doing some covers of old songs, Banana Rama, Depeche Mode, like old songs. And we're trying to bring it back with the guitar and violin. We're just doing what we do.
I think that's really, really cool, because so often Beethoven, Bach, can be so far removed from one, and it's really, really nice that you're finding a way to reinvent that music, which is so timeless, I guess. And so tell me, we were talking about releasing new music. Where can one listen to your music and also buy your music, should one wish to?
So all of our music is available on digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, and then also YouTube. We have some videos and covers up, and Instagram. Acoustic Element.
I'd say the best, just search Acoustic Element or search Alter Ego on all these platforms.
So you mentioned that between the two of you, you have 4 degrees. That's quite impressive. Can you tell me a little bit about this, please?
Yes, before getting our jobs, Callen actually studied a BCom at UCT and then did a fashion degree at DAF. And then I did an undergrad in media and a postgrad in marketing. And then we went and got corporate jobs. I worked for 8 months, Callen worked for 2 years, and then I said, I've had enough. But in order to, take this calculated risk, we had to first do some projections, and that's where Callen's BCom came in. The fashion is, because we stay fashionable because of Callen.
I was going to ask, is your style managed, 100%. I guess, by Callen?
And then media and marketing is kind of my territory. So that's how we kind of implement our degrees and our studies into our current business, which is, we look at it as a little SME.
All the support of our degrees with the passion, which is where the calculated risk came in.
You have taken that leap and you've gone and you've pursued your dreams and your passions. What message can you give to other young people who'd like to go out and pursue their dreams and passions?
I'd say be fearless and be smart and get a Callen.
And what does it mean to get a Callen?
Look, you need to be, you need to take a risk, and you need to be brave in your decision, and you need to stand by your talent, but you also have to remember that it is a business. When you're moving it from a passion to a career, it's your career and it's your business. So with that driving force of passion, you have to have a calculated risk, I would say.
And I think a lot of hard work, just to add to that as well.
Incredible amount of hard work. You cannot put enough emphasis on the work that you need to put into it.
And tell me just what's next for Acoustic Element. So talking to the fact that you're running this business and that you have this wealth of resource with you, what's kind of the future vision for Acoustic Element and Alter Ego, I guess?
So we're doing a lot of traveling this year. We're starting in Qatar, and we are doing Zimbabwe, and then we're going to be up in Düsseldorf for the IPC, and then we are going to Austria, London, and Switzerland.
Correct. And then we're playing in Lake Como in Italy later this year as well. And then we're also going on holiday to Thailand, but that doesn't matter. But yes, we've got a big international focus. We'd ideally want to be, at this point in time, spending a lot of time, possibly summer in Europe and then summer in South Africa as well. balancing the act between the two between a few countries.
Two continents.
Two continents, yeah.
And then recording-wise, we are busy with 2 albums for Acoustic Element, another acoustic cover, and then Talks of an Afrikaans album. Yeah.
And that's part of AE Sessions, which is our acoustic sessions, which we do all over the world. So, yeah.
So, being musicians and also being New Apostolic Christians, how have you managed to strike that balance?
I think it's so easy. We grew up being New Apostolic. We have wonderful examples of parents that going to church and being your spiritual life is very important. I think balancing that with music has been a breeze because it's been part of us. New Apostolic and church and God is a part of us, you know. So it's
and we always have each other's back to keep us on the straight and narrow, you know.
Very important.
You are your brother's
keeper.
Get
a Callen.
No, that's good. Get a Jody.
But I think that's really, really amazing, you know, that you can still, I guess, follow your passion, but then also fly the flag for your faith as well, which is great.
100%.
So you mentioned playing the recorder, or learning the recorder as your first instrument. Was that, I'd say, quite an important step in your musical development?
I think that this instrument is really like a gateway to any instrument. It's the foundation, and we were really lucky that it was so readily taught in the New Apostolic Church. But when from this, Jody started playing the trumpet, I started playing the violin, piano. It's like, you know, the basis of all of our learnings.
Do you remember those Remy books?
Yes,
Recorder Made Easy.
Recorder Made Easy. Heart with Heart in Love United.
165. I love it.
Oh, I do. Can you slip?
Everyone would play. It was the best. It just definitely gave us a love for music and camaraderie and understanding what music
and
is
confidence.
about. And
confidence to play in front of people. You know,
I eventually went. Did you do Eisteddfits? I went and did like Eisteddfits on the recorder, did the alto recorder, the bass recorder. Like it got bigger and bigger.
Wow!
Almost became a bassoon.
Because I think you touch on an important point. How do you manage your nerves when you have to stand in front of a crowd of people?
Oh, when it's a large crowd, it's easy because then everyone just blurs into each other. No, I think, look, we've always, as I said, like for our whole lives, we've kind of just played in front of people, whether it's been standing up and playing recorder or playing at an Eisteddfit, and it's.
But I think to answer your question, one thing I would say is breathing really helps. And the recorder does teach you breathing. You get very nervous in the recorder. Whereas, you know, if you just breathe, it'll be good. It'll be okay.
So recorder's where it's at is definitely a key takeout. Guys, thank you very, very much for joining us. It's been great having you, and I think really inspirational for all of us to hear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And to everybody at home for joining us, thank you. It's always great spending time with you. From me, Andrea, and the Nat TV team, goodbye.